Hey guys, so I'm just on here talking my shit because I feel different. And I think the thing is, I might have came to a place of acceptance because my situation hasn't changed, but I guess I finally got to that point where the grief from it has eased up. Thank fucking God. But it's kind of weird. It's almost to the point where I don't know if I don't want to say I'm numb to the situation, but almost feel how do they say, when an animal is stuck on a chain and it's tried with all its strength to break off of the chain or get their leg out of the chain, and it just realizes that it's not gonna do it, and so then it just sits there, kind of like that. I think I feel like that, but in a good way, because it's just okay, this is what it is. And I don't think I'm the only female in this situation. I think there's a lot of females who just simply say, no thank you. No thank you to men that can't lead, can't provide, I just got done saying this to yet someone else. It's a time waster. You want to give people a chance, but when you do, and they show you that you're so much better off, you're better off where you are, even if where you are isn't where you want to be, And that's just got to be okay. It's just got to be okay because, I'm comfortable in a survival type of a way. I have not been able to cross that threshold to thriving in my femininity, I'm still gonna do meditating that I'm called to do. But it's I've self-improved my way so far out of the average what people are, that what they're offering has just absolutely no value and no interest to me at all. And that's okay. That is okay. People can be in a category for, different things. I think if I would have been at this point long ago, I wouldn't have gotten into some of the situations I've gotten into. And that's why I'm just pretty careful about not getting in other situations. You know what I'm saying? They say that when you give up on wanting love, that's the last illusion and you're finally free. And I guess that's what I'm kind of feeling, is maybe free. Like, I have felt all of the pain, I have felt the shame, I've felt the absolute utter self-hatred, self-disgust. I have felt the disgust with my situation. I've felt the anger. I've felt the solitude. I've felt that all. And I have felt it so deeply and so darkly. And it's like something neutralized. Something neutralized. I don't know if I'll ever swing back again. You know what I mean? You never know. So I'm saying, like, any of those who follow my channel and have been following it for a while, like, there had been times where I've stayed so positive and I really, really thought that I've shifted, and I felt that I've shifted for real. And maybe even something good happened, or I attracted something that made me think I was shifting into my like new reality, right? But then that is so short-lived. And I sometimes even get on here and talk about it because it was like that, it felt like it was very profound to me. And I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. Especially if you're on this healing and manifesting journey. It has not been an overnight thing for me. It has not been fast and easy for me. And I think that's where I differ from most people who come on here and talk, because, you know, this has been a lot of years. It really has been a lot of years. And at this point, I'm like, it is what it is, you know? How to describe it, you know? Because there has been times when I truly felt enlightened. There's times when I felt like I had taken my power back or whatever. And then it just goes right back to shit, you know? But those memes that you see when they're like, all it takes is for you to remember who you are and the game changed. Like, I guess that never happened for me. Maybe I'm not there yet. Or also they say the minute that you decide that you deserve better, that's when the universe starts showering you with blessings. You know, I just remember I was listening to this one girl talk, and she said, you know, can we just be okay with just being average? Like, you have a right to just be average, to just be okay. Not everybody's gonna get to lead an extraordinary life. And that really started making me think, what if I just stopped striving to be so extraordinary? What if I was just like, okay, this is what it is? You know, I don't want to say that I think I'm average, because I do think I'm better than average, like, to myself, but I never got to cross into like greatness, and I have to just accept that shit, I guess. Like, I'm not going to Miami. I'm not in Miami, there's people with much worse, and I hate to say it like that because there shouldn't be, like, you shouldn't have to compare yourself to bottom of the barrel bullshit to try to make yourself feel better, because I don't believe in that. Like, it's like when you're saying when you're really sad, you shouldn't be sad because other people have it worse than you. That's like to say, well, you shouldn't be happy if somebody has it better than you. And I guess I just wanted to be like better. I just wanted to be better. Like, I have a lot of really cool friends, I would say. Acquaintance friends. I'd say they're more on the friend side of an acquaintance. I don't have super, super close friends. But from what I talk to people, I think a lot of people necessarily don't. Some do, I'm sure, but I have some friends who are like super cute and super pretty, and they have a ton of followers. And sometimes I am very proud of my artwork and I think it's amazing. And I post it and I get like 3 likes, if that. And I'm like, come on. Really? Like, I don't know if I'm being hidden or if people just don't like me. I mean, people don't have to like me. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I wanted to be, like a step above what I am, I guess you could say. Like, right now, my OnlyFans, last time I checked, I was in the 26th percent. I mean, I should be happy, right? Like, but I can't help but kind of wish I was higher, because, like, I have friends and they're like, I mean, I have a couple friends who are in like the top 3%. And I have another friend who she's always around the top 10. I just wanted I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to learn to accept myself and figure out, who am I really? Because I don't really know. I know what I've been through. I know the experiences that I've survived. But I don't really know, like, when they say, oh, remember who you are. Like, I don't remember. I don't. I want to. Like, I've been on this path of self-discovery. I want to know, who am I without this deep pain of grief? Who am I? Or would I not even be my person? Has pain and grief and being unloved been such a part of my identity that if I was to actually shed the pain and the grief and the darkness, would I even know who I even am? Would I completely change? You know? Like if I wasn't heartbroken, because I feel like I've been so heartbroken and sad to be single for so long that is that just a part of my identity? That I'm just alone and single and I wish for my mate, that if I truly did not give a fuck about that, would I be the same person? Because I'm starting to feel like I straight up don't care about being single. Like, I've started realizing that guys do message me. Guys do, like, they just fall so short of anything that I would even consider to be okay as a standard, that it's like unless I've just not crossed over. I mean, all of these coaches here that they're telling me, oh yeah, your provider man is right around the corner. But then I see this beautiful girl with this dude who looks like this goofy fucking cornball, bald headed nerd. And I'm like, are you pretending to like him because he's rich? Like, I don't do that shit. Like, I mean, I will go on a meet and greet with somebody because they're rich. I will give them the pleasure of my company as a meet and greet if I'm receiving a gift or if I'm being compensated in some way. Fine. But to have a full-blown relationship with someone just because they can provide, like I've never been able to really do that. But then if I have an attraction to someone and they want to put me in a worse position than I'm already in myself, I can't do that either. Like I can't do that either. I've done it in the past and I've ruined my life over it, as we can see with this ex that, and I realized I kind of dodged a, like I look at him and I just think, what the fuck was I even thinking? And I used to just want nothing more than for him to love me and for us to have a real family. But that was nothing like it turned out. It did not turn out at all how I thought it was going to turn out. Like the reality of a man, and I think my fantasy of a man is two different things. And I mean, I can take a little give and take there, but not much. I really thought that when I got married, it was going to be like a cute time. So just to give you like a little example, it's like 4 p.m. right now. My kids were at school. I went to the gym. I went out to lunch with my friend. We went to the gym and out to lunch together. My kids got home from school about a half an hour ago. When they got home, I made them their favorite snacks. And now the one's upstairs playing, the other one went out to go play with her friend. So I'm sitting here by myself, alone, until it's dinner time, and then I'll be in the kitchen cooking dinner. And then when that's done, probably just sitting my ass on the couch with my kids, watching whatever TV they want to watch until it's time to make everybody get their showers and I also get my shower. Then we're sitting on the couch again until bedtime. And then if they're watching TV on the couch, I'm usually on my phone. I run 5 different businesses from my phone. I have my entertainment on my phone, whatnot, right? Pretty peaceful life. Pretty boring, but okay life. Some days I DoorDash us food if I don't want to cook. Most of the time, I just cook whatever. That's my average. That's me just being okay with being average. And I'm pretty content with that. It is getting colder, like right now, my feet are a little cold. But I have a beautiful view. You know, I have this window, I'm getting sun, I'm okay, I have a comfortable couch. This is what I consider to be my average. Now, if I was to get involved with a man, he would have to be offering me something better than I can offer myself. If there was going to be a man coming into this picture here as what it is, he would need to be offering me either companionship in the kitchen while we cook dinner together and bringing the groceries in or paying for them to be dashed here, and then helping with the cleanup afterwards. There would have to be, he would have to smell good enough and be like somebody I'd want to cuddle up to make it more of a better thing than just sitting alone. He'd have to make my situation a bit better if I was going to consider spending my time with him, right? So this is what I thought was going to happen when I got married. I was going to think, okay, I'd be here all day doing the mom thing with the little babies. And then he would come home. He would get himself showered and taken care of. We would do dinner stuff together or, just take care of the kids together, whatnot. And we'd have this little routine, and then we'd spend quality time at night after the kids go to sleep, right? And have our little couple relationship time. And so this is what I was thinking I was getting myself into, right? Something better. Because truly, when I think about it and when I really analyze my life, I've been fine and even better on my own than I've ever been with any man. They've always brought me down. And I just know that, like, especially being a mom, my kids' needs, peace, and happiness is always my top priority. So I just remember men, they would never think about future, even if it was like the near future or the far future. But I'm talking more like nearish future. I'm talking about me personally. I've always been very resourceful. I've always been very smart I guess you could say, with money, because I had to be. Because I knew if I went and blew my money on a handbag and then I couldn't afford groceries for the next week and a half for my kids, that would be bad. So I didn't do that shit, right? I would make sure to get groceries first before blowing it on like once. You know what I'm saying? And guys, they just don't do that. If they get a paycheck, they're taking care of themselves before they think they're going to do anything. And that never sat right with me. They want to go get themselves a big bag of weed. They want to go get themselves, something for their car. Pretty much they're going to blow their whole paycheck within a day or two. And they might even want to take me out to a fancy dinner. But then they're broke for the whole fucking next week. And it's like, oh, hey, can you go pick up a gallon of milk or a pack of diapers 3 days later? And be like, oh, I ain't got it. I'm broke till Friday. And it's like, yeah, but you got your bag of weed. You got this, you got that. And it's like, that shit, man, that shit just, you know. I never liked that about a lot of guys. And it didn't have to just be weed. It could be, whatever else. Whatever else it is. That's the thing, though. As women, as single women, I'd say, we have to always make sure our kids are good first. And make sure the household as a whole is good first. Whereas men, they always make sure their self is good first. And if there's not anything left over for that woman or that kid, oh well. And I don't like that. I don't like that. That's why I'm like, I don't need that shit. There's been times where I would think I could get involved with a man and he would be responsible, but he wouldn't be responsible. And then it would put me in some kind of a financial bind. And I'm like, look, I'm already in a financial bind. And I'm not really. I just live off of what I have. I don't have credit. I don't use credit cards. If I can't afford something with what I have coming to me, or if I don't end up getting an extra something, I just go without. And I mean, if I was going to be with a man, I would want better than that for myself. So let me paint you a little picture about how my seemingly average life here, because I don't yell. I'm not a yeller. I have no reason to get mad. If my kids are if I'm trying to direct my kids to do something, hey, bring your laundry up to your room, or hey, go feed the cats, or if I want to direct my children to do something, and maybe they're not doing it after the first 3 or 4 times, sure, maybe I'll raise my voice, maybe I'll get a little snippety at them, but as a general rule, I don't want conflict. I don't want fighting. I don't want the yelling. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want someone to bring that out in me. Because if you want to get buck, I'll go get buck. I don't want that. I don't want to step over into my masculine energy and show you who's a bigger dog. Because chances are, it'll end up being me. And I gotta put these grown-ass sissy men in their place because they're too much of a bitch to be a real man. But then, I know there's this whole other caliber out there of these providing men that don't do that shit, that want to keep you, taken care of or whatever. But like, I was just watching this interview yesterday. Usually these men, they're so well off on their money that they can afford to have multiple women, and they're not creating home with anyone. They're just they're taking care of several houses, which can be a step up for somebody who is just single. It can be a step up to have a provider come in and, you be on their list of getting taken care of or whatnot. But it's still not going to be that home life if that's what the goal was. So let me paint you this little picture of how it was like when I was in my marriage. I'd have a peaceful day with my kids, with these babies, toddlers, just all the things, reading books, watching cartoons, cuddling, playing with stuffed animals, watching like little kid cartoon movies, and running around the house, being silly, wearing pajamas. And to have an angry, dirty, filthy man storm into this house that is otherwise peaceful and quiet on an almost daily basis, to where you start getting a pit in the bottom of your stomach because you're like, is he gonna be angry today? Is he gonna be overworked and stressed out today and not be able to like be average? Like, is he not gonna be able to be neutral or cutesy with these kids? Is he gonna say he don't want to be on his feet helping in the kitchen? Like, is he gonna yell? Like, it was to the point where, I just couldn't even get it. Like, I wanted someone to be so thankful that they got to come home to this cute girl and these sweet little kids and just love that life. Love that life. Like, there was no place they'd rather be than with me and these kids in this home, and that they couldn't wait to get off of work and get back to us. That is what I wanted from my partner. But it was to the point where it's like, he come here in an angry mood. 98% of the time, just angry, complaining, mad, smelling horribly of whatever substance that they were using at work, like I guess grease or something, So it was always something that I was like, okay, listen, I know when you get right off of work, I want you to get right ahead into your shower and have your relaxing time, like, don't come sit on our couch and try to hold my sweet, precious, kids with motor oil all over yourself. Like, come on, that's common sense here. But it's not common sense to these guys. So I just remember wishing and doing all this manifesting, spiritual work on myself. Why am I attracting this anger? What am I doing wrong? And I think I just got to the point where it's like, I'm not really doing anything wrong. With or without him, I can afford my bills. And yeah, he pays child support. He contributes bare minimum to the household. But I've always managed to keep a roof over my kids' heads. I've always been able to work with what I had, whether I had fucking nothing or whether I had a little extra. I always maintained a proper budget with what I had. And I was always a good hustler. I was always good at flipping shit. I was always good at doing what I needed to do to get that extra if I really needed it and I was motivated. And that's where it came in with me selling the makeup. I was really hustling. I was making some good, decent money for a really long while. Selling some makeup, and you know, I just look and really analyze throughout the years that it's really never been me that was the problem. And I guess that's why I've just been up against a brick wall when it comes to this self-improvement, because I know how to speak to somebody respectfully if I'm given respect back. But I also know how to be a ghetto ass fucking bitch and put a motherfucker in their place if they do want to disrespect me. But I am also just so naturally sweet. I'm naturally a sweetheart. I'm naturally affectionate, kind. I care about other people. I'm the type that if I go and get a drink of water, I'm going to get you one too. But only if you're a good person to me. Obviously, I would prefer the man get up and get me a drink. But, like I said, little things. I'm very sweet, but only if somebody is bringing the sweetness out of me. Like, for this man to come into my home where I've been peaceful with babies all day, that's not okay. And to look back and say I endured that just because I couldn't stomach the thought of failing as not getting that family. And I wanted the family so bad. When my kids were little, I wanted a family more than anything. I wanted that mommy, daddy, and babies, but I never had that. I had assholes who either lived with me or were married to me. I never had that partner. We never did anything cute as a family. I never had that. I was under an illusion that I somehow had to either be better or act better or manifest somehow better for this man to treat me with a shred of decency, with a shred of consideration. He never gave a fuck. You know what he wanted to do? Instead of be in the living room with us while the toddlers were being cute, he wanted to go and be in the goddamn garage with his cars and the chemicals and the cigarettes. So I was alone anyway, with this cloud of anger hovering over this environment that I have worked so hard to create a peaceful, loving environment for my babies. And I used to really fucking hate when these dudes would come in and think they could rule that shit. 'Cause bitch, no you cannot. I remember this one dude, my second baby daddy. I remember same story. I would be home with my little babies. It wasn't school time yet. It was like they were 2 and 1 and like newborn or something, like pregnant, or like even like when they were like 4 and 3 and I had a third newborn that was his. I remember trying to have this happy family with him, and it never worked because he just did not give a fuck about having a happy family. It was, he saw me and thought I was easy to use or easy to manipulate or easy to victimize, and maybe I was all of those things. Maybe being autistic, or just being single mom and just wanting a family so damn bad. I basically somehow allow this guy to move in thinking, oh, there's going to be a man in the house. And he, oh, let me make this house a home. And yeah, sure, he was great at talking a bunch of shit. But I just remember, and he wasn't the only guy I've ever dated that acted like this, and that I would just say, get the fuck out of here. Just get the fuck out of my house. Because I just couldn't stand that I would create this fun, kid-appropriate, peaceful, happy environment for my children, and then these men would want to come in with their boots and plop their fucking asses down and then want to change the TV channel to whatever the fuck they want to watch, sports or music videos or even fucking like a movie. And I'm like, bro, we're not watching this. Like, this is my kids' time. Like, and I just, the amount of men who can't prioritize the happiness and the innocence of children, I just could never get down with that for very long. I mean, I'd try it. I'd try to change, like, it wouldn't even be about changing them. It would be like, hey, if you want to do this, like, on the weekend, if I can get my mom to babysit, like, yeah, let's drink, let's smoke, let's watch bad movies, let's fuck, But, like, I always made my environment for my kids. So it was like, I wanted a daddy to be in that environment as a daddy, not just some dude who just doesn't know how to be like a dad. Like, okay, bro, like, you were just at your job all day with guys. Now can you come home and be like appropriate for a woman and children? Anyway, I never lucked out. And was it me? Was it all me? I'm just the worst person ever because all I do is attract assholes? Maybe. I'm not sitting here trying to take the blame. I'm just saying, okay, I've worked for years to, like, not attract that. And I still deal with that shit with my ex. Like, I've just had to say, maybe it's fucking them and it's not me. Like, you see me, you think I'm sexy, you think I'm hot, and that may be true. That may be true. But there's other things, and like I said, now at this point, my kids are pretty much grown. I'm not longing for that family man anymore because the ship has sailed. I see what other women that I know are dealing with. I see how awful it is for them to be stuck with their boyfriends or husbands. And I'm just like, God, I would never. And I'm like, okay, this is why I'm single. So I have to just accept the fact. Like, you might have seen that thing about Mariah Carey and how she just, when she got with Nick Cannon, everything was loving, cared about him. And I've been like that towards men too. I've had boyfriends here and there that I would try to like be that better influence or whatever. That didn't work out either, These guys, they want to make sure someone is like, I don't know. I'm not an expert, clearly, because I've never still figured it out. But I know what I won't tolerate. And I think that's been pretty much my key to getting away from people. And, it doesn't come that easy. Especially when I wanted more than anything to believe that, I had a family. Truth is, I never got the family. I never got that experience. I never got to hold my newborn in my arms while I'm cozy under a blanket and have the father of my child put his arm around me and just be quiet and cozy and cute together. I never had a moment like that. I've had many moments where I've had to hold my newborn and, put myself in another room away from an angry, loud, screaming man. And when that happens, when it happened too often, that was like, listen, I would tell them, I would bring it up to them. I said, listen, I don't know what's causing you so much anger. I don't know if it's your demanding job or the fact that you come here and this is supposed to be home and you're so angry and miserable because you don't want to play happy family when you come home. You want to be free single man, and so you're taking the anger out on us. Like, I don't know, but whatever the reason is, you can't act like this here. You can't be like this here. You can't be like this around the kids, and you can't be like this and do this around me. And every time that I would bring up an issue with any of these guys, instead of them just saying, yeah, I have noticed, I'm really angry lately. I don't know what it's from. Maybe I need, anything, whatever, gym time or counseling or therapy or whatever they would have needed, a solution to the problem of them being insanely angry and bringing it into this home. Well, fine, fuck you then. I'm out of here. Is what they would be like. And they never had an issue leaving. It wasn't like they missed me. So these experiences over a lot of years have really shaped my outlook. And I'm not saying I'm closed off. I'm just saying if I see somebody demonstrating that type of anger at me, I'm not going to do that. And that can be as simple as we're on a first date and this dude gets a road rage out of nowhere and I don't feel safe. I'm not going to continue. Because I've already known that you can think that you have something worth fighting for. I could believe with all my heart that I was worthy of a loving man, of a good partner. My children were worthy of a playful, happy daddy figure. But either my belief wasn't strong enough for that to manifest, or I just simply was not worthy. And I've had to choose to be alone, as opposed to that abusive, angry behavior. And the women who I talk to, and I'm not saying all men, because I know there's amazing ones out there. I know there's amazing men out there who truly love being a dad and a partner. You know, I've never met one. But I see them. I see around my neighborhood. I see like good men, you know. But most of the people I know, most of the women I know who are with men, they are dealing with that anger. They're just dealing with the anger. They're dealing with being alone in their home, watching TV alone, because their man wants to be out in the garage instead of quality time. They're dealing with partnerless living situations of roommates. And I just remember telling my ex, I said, you know, I don't want a roommate. I don't need you to split the bills. Like, I need a romantic partner. Never got that. So, like I said, I guess I'm done being sad about it, you know? I mean, I think I still have that sadness in there, that I grieve for that girl, because I look back and I'm like, I did so well for my kids with fucking nothing. I kept my kids safe. I kept them away. I distracted them. I hid my emotions for a long time. I walked them in a stroller daily to and from school because this dude had my car repoed because he decided if he couldn't abuse me, he didn't want to be with me. And that's how it always worked out. And it's like, you know, I don't want to hate myself. I don't want to think that it's me doing something wrong. I was dealt some shitty cards, and I played the fuck out of them. And I did the best I could fucking do. With knowing nothing. And I just remember, even when I was out wilding out, I would see other girls like spending their money that they would get like on like drugs or buying whatever, and I'd be like, nope, this is money for my kids. If I'm not offered something for free, I'm not taking it. I never spent money on alcohol, weed, none of that shit. I felt like if I wanted that shit, that needed to be provided not taken away from what I would get for my kids, you know? I just remember always putting their needs first. I just remember saying no to a lot of things that I wanted to do because I had no one to watch my kids, and the people that offered, like, oh, I'll sit here with them, I just didn't trust it. And so I did miss a lot of things that I would have liked to do. You know, I kept my kids healthy. I didn't bring them around a lot of shit that other people were bringing their kids around. And it's not to just judge or shame anybody else. It's just saying for me, personally, you know, I didn't have the in and out revolving door. Like, I don't even let people know where I live, for crying out loud. Hi, Fudgy. But yep. So yeah. I want to tell my past self that I'm actually very proud of her. And even though she didn't have that happily life, that happy ever after, that, you know, that family life that she wanted so bad, she didn't like just leave her kids, you know, to just be unsafe. You know, and that counts for something. I mean, I think that girl deserves a big fucking hug. I think my past self deserves a big fucking hug because, you know, somehow I managed with nothing. Even when we had nothing. And I remember having to live in a house where we didn't have the heat on, and it was like dead middle of winter. We didn't have heat for like 2 or 3 weeks. And so I stayed in one bedroom, and I had me and my 3 babies in one bedroom with a space heater, and I kept it cozy. We had fun. They were watching their favorite movies, and when they would go down for a nap, I would put on my winter coat, and I would take the trash out of my one room. I'd take it downstairs. I would like move things from the refrigerator. I'd bring up their bottles, or bring up what we were having to eat. I just did this, and they were just having a fun time, you know? I actually remember like hanging something from my ceiling over my bed. So they actually had a swing, and they were entertained. We would look out the window at the snowflakes. We would just cuddle, coloring books. We would play, you know, and then every single day it was like, okay, once, you know, put them all down for a nap, I would just gather up everything, you know, get it out, go downstairs, do what I had to do, you know, and that was survival. I survived. Like I said, I've fucking survived. And like, I don't have stories of like talking about family vacations. I've never been on one, you know. You know, I got pregnant by men that didn't care about me. And I apologized to my womb. I apologized to my body for even letting these people in my breathing space, let alone touching me. So yeah, I'm healing. But I'm gonna just be okay with just being average. If I've now, like somebody else commented, oh, you're too old to ever think anybody's gonna, wanna make a family or a relationship. Okay, fine. Then I'm fine. I'm fine here. I'm fine here alone. If nobody ever likes my pictures, if nobody wants to subscribe to me except for the 10 people, fine. Fine. I'm not that great. I'm just average. Can I accept myself? Can I just accept myself? That maybe I'm not meant for greatness? And just stop giving a fuck. Stop fucking trying to be some amazing person for some man that I don't even know is out there. I'm just gonna try to, like, be okay. I'm just gonna try my best to just be okay. And I can still feel a little bit of pain, but like I said, my womb space deserves better. My heart deserves better. And I've stayed alone because I haven't been offered better. And I'm not gonna settle for another one of these shitty fucking situations. And if the fact that I've already had shitty situations is enough to deem me undateable, unwifeable, then so fucking be it. So fucking be it. Because there's gotta be a point to where you just stop hating your own life. And I don't want to hate my life. I hate what I've been through. I hate that for myself. But I don't want to hate every single day because of the aftermath, you know? And so I'm going to keep striving to just accept that, hey, it is what it is, you know? It is what the fuck it is. There's always going to be somebody with a prettier face, a better body, getting taken on hotter or more fabulous dates. There's always going to be somebody who gets way more subscribers or way more followers. There's always going to be somebody in whatever company I join that gets way more sales than me. But I don't think there's ever going to be anybody that has had the exact same form of trauma that I've been through and that I've made it through. And some people probably much, much worse. Some people may be the same. But I'm rooting for everybody. I'm rooting for all the girls. Any fucking female who has been done wrong by these men, I just wish them so much healing. I wish their womb space so much healing. I wish their heart so much healing. And originally, the whole point of me healing was because I just wanted love. And now I'm just kind of like, I don't even know what love is. I've never experienced it in my life. I think it's a beautiful thing when I see it happening for others, and I'm glad for them, but I have to be okay with not having it, because it's been hating life for a long, long time. And I just don't want to do that anymore. Hey, Fudgy. I know what you want. You want food. You want more food. You want more food. I don't know if this made any sense. I don't know if anything I say ever makes any sense. Anyway, if you do want to check out my modeling page, go on Instagram. It's Erica Kane Modeling and Makeup. But yeah. See you later, Fudgy boy. Silly kitty. But yeah, I don't know. I've been talking for a whole hour. It's like, it's therapy, right? I'll probably be talking more. I just know, like, a lot of my fucking videos have been pretty fucking sad. But I just wanted to show that real life shit. Because I was feeling really despair for a really long time. And I'm just saying, I don't want to feel that anymore.